Have you ever wondered what the world would be like without war, hunger, pain, and all the other chaos that is known today? Do you think the world would be a better place? Hi, my name is Greg. I'm in the process of starting a new show called The Kingdom of Yahushua. This show will carry a variety of topics focused on the following: learning to know the truth about religion and its cultural difference, knowing how to hear the highest deity which created all things visible and invisible, as well as the written word that multiple inspired men wrote regarding the truth as best they knew at the time they wrote the script. I am not here to tear down anyone personally, but may at times focus on the untruth regarding organizations that say they promote a certain understanding of the voice of the Most High, yet do not live the way they promote things to be. I will do interviews as well as let others share their personal testimonies here. I'm not biased to what these people say, but may at times edit out things that are inappropriate or personal. I may not view things the way these people do, but feel it important to give them a chance to voice their conviction on spiritual things. So, it is with this introduction I will engage in just that. I appreciate you listening, and if you would like what you are hearing here, I ask that you consider contributing to this ministry as well as subscribing to my channel here on YouTube. You can follow and communicate with a lot of people on my Facebook page as well. I will place the link to that in the description box below here on YouTube. Again, welcome to the Kingdom of Yahushua and to the following show. Today is September 25th. I recorded this following dialogue with Shery on the 14th of September, and I felt in my heart after I edited some of Shery and I had done a little dialogue prior to the show. I took some of that out and some of the gibber gabber that we had in the middle of the show. So this is Shery's testimony. I want to thank her for being on the show and for contributing her conviction and how she believes in things. And I look forward to talking to her again. So here's Shery now, and I hope that you guys enjoy her testimony. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let the Ruach HaKodesh just lead this whole thing. I'm just gonna totally let him lead. I'm just gonna let me say a prayer real quick, okay, before we do this. I pray with you. And my husband, he's here. Yahuwah, we just come before you right now. We ask that the Ruach Kadesh would just move right now over the airwaves, that people will wake up to the truth, that their spiritual ears will be opened and their spiritual eyes, and just move in them, because this is the time right now where people have to understand that these things need to be being said. I ask that you would just move in this and bless everybody who listened, and bless my brother for letting me be on the radio to actually tell these things that I've known ever since I was 11 years old. I never thought I would ever be reaching your world. I'm honored that you found me worthy. Amen. Thank you. Hello, my name is Shery. I'm actually a really shy person, to be honest with you. But this is a message that Yahuwah has put on me. Very, very young. So I'm here to speak this message because now's the time. The time is at hand to speak these things. I'm 43 years old. I've been in Jesus Christ churches ever since I was a baby. That's all I knew. Pentecostal, Christian. I went to Christian as I got older, but I never fit in. I never fit in the churches. I sing and I would try to be real happy and bubbly and I like to write spiritual poetry, and I just never fit in. And I was like, what is it? Why doesn't nobody like me? You know, like I would get really sad sometimes and be depressed, and I didn't want to go to church because nobody liked me anyway. You know, that's how I was starting to feel. And I was young, and I was in churches, and I was like 11 and 12, and the preachers would be preaching about, oh, they be preaching in Mark or they be preaching in Luke. Not me. I'd be in the back of my Bible reading Revelation. Did this every sermon. One time my mom says, Shery, she says, why do you always read in the back of Revelation? I looked at her and I says, Mom, I don't know. And she just kind of gave me this look, and I said, well, it's our future. She just kind of gave me this blank look again. I thought, well, I don't know what's so crazy about that. It is my future. I'm 11 years old, you know. And then I got to be 15 years old. I don't dream. I really don't dream hardly at all. And I was 15, and I had a dream. And the sky was as black as the blackest I've ever saw. So black you could feel the black, you know. And there was like a door that was in the sky, and in the door it was open. It was actual door that was open, and Yahushua, which you guys know as Jesus, Yahushua's his name, he was standing in the door, and he had a white robe, and I'll never forget his eyes. They just burned with fire, with the Ruach Kadesh, which is the set-apart spirit, as you guys know as the Holy Spirit, and I'll get into that. And I never forgot those eyes. I mean, I got older, you know, and went down my road in life, but I always never forgot that dream. I never forgot those eyes. And I asked Yahushua, as I knew him as Jesus, I said, what did that mean? And he spoke, and he said to me in my spirit, he said, the black represents the blackest, the evil of the world, the demonic world. And I am the way. I am the only way out. And I thought, wow, okay. You know, my heart was excited and overjoyed that he explained it to me. So I never gave it much thought, and I kept doing my thing, you know, reading, and I love to read Revelation. I still was reading a lot in Revelation. I started writing lots of spiritual poetry and sang, because I like to sing, and the older I got, he would give me words to songs to sing and give me the tunes that were totally, you never hear nothing of the world of it. It's something that was just for me. He created it for me to sing with the tune, and I just was like, wow, I was just amazed, you know. And so I'm older, and I'm still in the Jesus churches, and just still feeling like I just don't fit in. And I got awakened. Like, I've always heard of demonic devil stuff, and I've always been scared to death of that stuff. I would feel things even as a child and go, ooh, that made me feel weird, but I didn't know what it was, you know. And I got woken up, and I got woken up because I actually could hear Yahushua's voice. I also was wakened up to the other side, and not a fun time in my life. I'm just here to tell you, not a fun time. And the enemy came at me very, very hard, and spiritually he tormented me. He never laid a hand on me. Just make sure I make that very clear. He never laid a hand on me, but he let me know he was there. And I was really, really desperate. I felt like I was losing my mind. I was scared. I was put in psychiatric wards 4 or 5 times because the people wouldn't believe me. And I would be like, but it's true. It's really happening. This is real. This is really real, you know? And I went to my church and they told me, they said, the devil doesn't exist. Yahushua pulled me out of that church so fast, I'd never been in a church since. Now, I've learned, I've been in my wilderness, so to speak. And he taught me to listen to his voice. He taught me that we are the temple, not the building that you go to in your church and you sit in. It's we are the temple. And the Ruach Kodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, which is not, the set-apart spirit that lives in Yahushua's people, and that is what lives in us. We can be anywhere and feel him. The churches think you have to be in a building and you got to have the right song be playing, or the preacher's got to be saying the right things for you to feel something. No, that's not true. He can touch you where you are. I could be here having a hard day, and I feel literally like arms wrapped around me as to say, I got you. It's okay. And I hear him say, I got you. You know, you're mine. He'll say, you're mine. He talks not like I got you, that's our words, but he'll say, you're mine, saith Yahuwah. And I go, yeah, that's right. And I just snap out of it, you know. Very important to understand, churches. Another thing, this is very, very, very important, because when I went through my spiritual awakening, see, the devil knows who we are in Yahushua, okay? The devil knows who we are. It's just all there is to it. If you're not Yahushua's, he'll leave you alone. He doesn't have nothing to prove. It's like, well, you're mine. Just carry on. No. If you're his, he will let you know that he knows that he know that you know. You know what I mean? It's like he knows who you are, and he lets you know that he knows who you are. And so, you know, it was not, like I said, it was not a really good time in my life. I'm not ashamed to tell you, I was in psychiatric wards. They said I was crazy. DHS took my kids. I have 5 beautiful children that were taken out of my life. Their reason was because they said I was mentally ill. No, that's another lie. Mental illness is another cover-up that Satan uses. Bipolar is a demon. Schizophrenic is a demon, okay? But schizophrenic can also be Yahuwah, because you're woken up to spiritual things, so it can go both ways. It's a spiritual experience you go through in the one side or the other. So with schizophrenia, with me, they knew that I was of Yahushua, you know. They knew I wasn't no Satanist. They knew I was very strong in my belief, and so they really targeted me. They wanted my children. They took them. They got my children. They adopted them out to my ex-husband. They adopted him out to his family. You talk about heartbreak. That is a heartbreak. But through that type of breaking, through being shattered like that, who can go through more pain than having your child taken or a death of somebody? To me, there's nothing else that's more painful on this earth than them two things. When you are shattered like that, Yahushua can do a work in you. He can build you into something you never thought you could be. And your loss in this world is your gain for him. Churches, it's really, 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 really important to know this. Jesus Christ. Ever since I was little, I grew up praying and crying and all that in that name. But we are in 2017, and in Revelation it talks about my secrets will be revealed. One of those secrets is that He says, my son's name is in his father's name. Yahuwah is Y-A-H-U-A-H. His son, Yahusha, Y-A-H-U-S-H-A. See how their names are together? My son's name is in his father's name. There's no Jesus there. Now, the Jesus is going to get you where you're going to get deceived, because we have the anti-Messiah. He's coming. We're in Revelation 12:12 right now. We're in Revelation 12:12, where it says, woe, for Satan has came down to you, for he knows that it says, woe, Satan has came down to you with great wrath, for he knows his time is short. We're there. Another one we're in, 2 Thessalonians 2:10 through 12. Because they wouldn't come out of their falsehood, Yahuwah sent a delusion. Did I say that right? I hope I did. I always seem to get it wrong. Delusion. And here's where we are. And the stuff that's been going on in our skies, all these things, yes, the man is working with the enemy, the fallen ones, they're demons. They're working with them. They're here. They're in our skies. They're manifesting. They're letting us truly know that they are here. They have an agenda. They do not come unless they have an agenda. And their agenda is to bring in the anti-Messiah. And the government is going to try to tell us that they're aliens. And they're going to tell us that we've been invaded by aliens. Don't listen to them. I dealt with these 12 years ago. They are not aliens. They are demons. And they came to destroy me. That was the agenda. That was their whole thing. They wanted me to be shut up so I cannot speak about what I'm telling the world today. Before the eclipse, Yahuwah put me in an intercession prayer for the world. I cried for 2 days, feeling the heart of Yahuwah. I know that pain. I knew he was crying for the loss of his people. And I was broken. It was unbearable for me. And then the day of the eclipse, Yahuwah said, I've turned my face from the world. Have we not seen that? There's been hurricanes, there's been tornadoes, there's been earthquakes, and it's just like, wow, and it was fast. It was just like, Shery, it was like he's told me, he said, Shery, I turned my face on the world, and bam, it was just, I was like, that fast, really? Here's another thing I was revealed also by Yahuwah, the birthing of the anti-Messiah. Okay, we just had Labor Day, and then the birth pangs was the fires, the tornadoes, and the earthquakes. And the water broke, which were are the hurricanes. If I said hurricanes already, I'm sorry. And then it says the birth is, okay, the beginning of the Great Tribulation starts. September 23rd is going to be a star over Israel. Now, this is important for us to understand. A star is a fallen one, okay? So there will be literally a demon that will be over Israel to say, that's right, I'm here. The beginning of the tribulation. That's why your astrologers, they study the stars. They know these things. They know that they're a demonic deity, a demonic thing. So I just learned this myself. And then when Yahuwah had said to me, I felt a long time there's going to be a star. I was like, a star? What do you mean a star? Then everybody started saying star out in the physical, not so much me hearing it in the Ruach Kodesh, but now physically they're all warning of a star. And I'm like, oh, the star, okay, yeah, the fallen one, those icky, yucky, fallen demons that visited me 12 years ago or so, and just totally just, it was a horrible time because they knew I was going to speak of these things, and I am. So it's important because the anti-Messiah, they're saying, will be on scene 2017. That will bring in the New World Order. Jared Kushner has already got his building that says 666, where he's making the chips for whoever does not worship this anti-Messiah will not be able to buy, sell, or trade. This is real. This is no scare tactic. These are real. Prophecy always will be fulfilled because it is the voice of Yahushua. Prophecy is the voice of Yahushua. Please, world, grasp this. He is warning you through his word what's to come upon the whole world.
That concludes our show for today. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, and if you feel you would like to donate to this ministry, you may do so by clicking on the donate link in the description box as well. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time here online. Shalom.
There's a battle raging over a people and a land. Will you rage with the nations, or will you stand and say, I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Spoken many years ago. I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I believe in the words of the covenant spoken many years ago. Covenant spoken many years ago. I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I believe in the words of the covenant spoken many years ago.
I believe in the covenant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
For the kingdom,
standing here
for the nation,
is a place that
you be strong.
God talked with Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov.
For the kingdom,
He said,
for the nation,
here is the land of the Israel.
I believe
In the covenants of Abraham, Isaac, and
Jacob. I shall plant them in their land, and they shall no longer be pulled up in the land I have given them.
Jag tror på förbundet som Gud slöt med Abraham, Isaac och Jakob.
I will bless those who bless you,
and I will curse those who curse you.
and in you
All the families of the earth shall be blessed.
He remembers his covenant forever, the word which he has commanded for 1,000 generations.
We believe in the covenants
of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
in the sand. Where will you stand?